everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the Performers Pod during AVN week. I'm with AVN winner and porn family Sinn Sage. Welcome back to the podcast.
Yay, thank you so much for having me again.
I think this is a really good omen, us doing this right before AVN, because the last time we talked was the day before the Why Not Cam Awards that I won. So I feel like this is like a good omen.
Yes, well,
Us talking.
congratulations on your win.
Thanks. It's so weird just that porn stuff's happening right now when everything feels like it's all shut down again, right?
Yeah, I'm just, you're just working in your house, kind of.
Yeah, for real. So your whole year was basically in Vegas, right? Or were you also in California for part of it?
Not really. I think I went to California for maybe like 2 shoots in all of 2021.
So just like staying at home shooting porn in Vegas, basically.
Yep. Yeah. Just pretty much making all the income at home nowadays with other performers. There's just so many people in Vegas, like so many, and everybody wants content, and so it's been a real blessing for sure.
Yeah, that has to be also really challenging just during this whole year. It sounds like there's just like so much just back and forth with what's safe to do and like who is probably shooting and all that stuff. Like, did you feel like this year has been particularly hard?
Not really. I mean, 2020, that was hard. That was really 2021, we got Bo Burnham's Inside, and things started getting better.
That's so amazing.
But we got the vaccines, and I got mine as soon as I could back in March, and just from there, I really felt like with my mask and with my vaccine, I really felt like I was as safe as one could hope to be. And I think last June I even we traveled to Key West,
Oh,
where
wow.
yeah, and like nobody was wearing their masks, and so we kind of went maskless for some of it. Came back from the trip and did not have COVID. So at that point I was really believing pretty strongly in my vaccine. That
Yeah.
being said too, I did get sick though, just normal sick, like a cold.
Mhm.
Tested, was not COVID. Um, and so for me at that time, it was just kind of like, oh, I've been like isolating my body from all other germs that it usually interacts with.
Mhm.
And so the second I'm like, hey, other germs, they're just like attacking my body. My body's like, what is this? So, but it's just a normal cold, got over it, and it was fine. And then as soon as they were like, hey, you should get boosted, and I know the J&J is kind of like seen
Oh,
as the
yeah, the
lesser
J&J.
effective. So I was like,
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna have one. So I got boosted back in November too. So and everybody in Vegas has been getting COVID, and
Yeah,
somehow I managed to.
half the people
So
who I was supposed to have on this podcast this week, one got COVID twice and the other one currently has COVID. And it's
yeah, like
just like truly
getting
everywhere. It's so scary right now.
almost everyone I know in Vegas has it right now. And I mean, at least it's just the milder of the COVIDs as far as COVIDs
Hopefully,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, like nobody's being hospitalized. Most people, especially most people in the business, are vaccinated too.
Mhm.
So, we're getting there. It's tough, but I feel, we've still got to, go forward with life somehow,
Yeah.
and trying to do it with like managing the risk as much as possible. And I think working with vaccinated performers, tested, and everything,
Yeah.
like it's
It's just a
going okay.
basic
But
thing now.
yeah, but pre-COVID, I was shooting like twice a week, and now it's much less, maybe a couple times a month at the most. So
Yeah. It feels like there was a few months last summer that was like, oh my God, everything's back. Like,
yeah, we got a little excited.
I remember going to like a full sold out sporting event. No one had masks on, and everyone was like, "Yeah, we're all back." And then it's just like 3 months later, it's like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think another thing too is indoor versus outdoor, right?
Yeah.
So, when we were in Key West, it's like we're outdoors without masks, and that's, I guess, being okay. And then it was the same thing like when Lollapalooza came up, and everyone was like, why are people going to this? This is terrible. Like everyone's gonna get sick. It's gonna be a super spreader event. And then it was like 300,000 people went, and like 200 people got COVID, and those were the people that were unvaccinated. So I went to 2 music festivals, and they were all outdoor music festivals, and we were fine, and there were no major cases of outbreaks afterwards too. So I feel that, if you're outside, the wind is moving around, everything's going up and away. Obviously, none of this is like 100%.
Yeah.
I
I'm like, I hope no one's coming to a porn podcast for like, I need medical advice.
hope not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying like for me, it's like finding that, like mitigating the risk as much as possible, and still
Yeah.
finding to be able to do things to find some joy in this world and in this life.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you definitely did it with Sin's trans lesbian lovers. I mean, you made a really hot lesbian porno in the middle of all of this, and sounds like safely too. Like that's a big accomplishment, both those aspects of it.
yeah, well, so the first 3 scenes that I had shot were all pre-pandemic, and
Oh, you still had some of the pre-pandemic porn.
and I was just holding on to them, and I'm like, okay, I want to try to get like one more scene. And then the pandemic happened, and I was like, ah. So the last scene I was able to put in there, it was actually, I think it was like the day I got my vaccine. I went
Oh,
over
wow.
and first time, yeah, with somebody else. And so it was safe, it all worked out, and it was just awesome. I was so happy with like everything. I thought was so just passionate and perfect. I really liked everything that I put in there, every bit of it. It was just,
I
yeah, I
mean,
hope, you know.
you're just like consistently putting out like such great lesbian porn at Trouble Films. It's just like such a cool thing to watch because you obviously like did all like the mainstream lesbian porn stuff, but like when you came over, it just felt like, oh, this is Sin just like doing whatever they want basically. And it's just so cool.
Yes. Yes, and that's exactly kind of how it was like, this is what I want to make. This is like kind of what I want to be seen as. Like, I know
Yeah.
that I spent so much time doing this sort of like very pretty, yeah, mainstream lesbian porn. And that's great. Love it. Loved it all. I still love it. I would like there to be more queer representation and more understanding of just the different types of desires that a person can have, like that maybe doesn't fit in boxes that a lot of people are super comfortable with, or that they don't quite understand. So instead, I'm just like, hey, think about it this way, kind of like, it doesn't have to be like that. It can be like whatever. And I really like to, when I'm going to work with someone, say to them, like, how do you like to do this? How do you like to have sex? How do you like identify with your body and your parts?
Mhm.
Because I know that it can be hot no matter how we work together. And so once I know, then I can just go into it and make it awesome. And so that's the goal. And I want to be like, if I'm making it, that's what I want to make. That's what I want to put out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the thing with you is you have multiple like filters on your performance. Like you're still always gonna have that in a Sinn Sage performance that you're gonna have a strap on and fuck the shit out of someone. It's gonna be really intense.
Yeah.
Whether it's like
I
a
love it.
mainstream one, like when you like did like strap dykes with Belladonna, or like when you're shooting for Trouble Films now, like you're still that same performer and that still comes through.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess that's my thing, is like, I just, uh, I demand to be me no matter what the setting is.
Yeah, I think that's
Like
what
I
makes you such a
refuse.
great performer, though. Like, you're not gonna mistake someone else's strap on top as you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And I do love doing it.
Yeah,
So
I don't think this is gonna be your last lesbian strap-on movie. I would assume. I'm assuming they're gonna keep coming.
really got it. Yeah. I think I see a strap on Sinners 3 in the near future.
Yeah, of course. Just like my stuff with like all like the transmissive stuff. I'm like, there's gonna be another movie. I don't know what's gonna be
Yeah.
called, but it's gonna be in there.
Oh yeah. It's gonna
Yeah,
be called Sin Dominates Chelsea.
yeah, probably. Yeah, Courtney and I were on set yesterday and we were talking about that. We're like, wow, Sin's really making most of the queer porn at the company now. Because we're like doing so much BDSM stuff now and like always in the
Um,
dungeon that it's now
right.
just like, oh wow, Sin's making most of our queer porn. It's just so cool. Where it was like it felt so much the opposite at first because we're like, oh wow, Sin's coming to us and they're like do all this mainstream stuff. So it was like, I think really the swap.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. I mean, I just love, being with the women no matter what. But yeah, I want to be making the queer porn. That's what I want.
Yeah, it's great to have you part of the company, obviously. And this is the 12th year in a row for Trouble Films to get nominated. It's like the
Amazing.
37th nomination. So
Oh wow.
we're gonna lose our shit if you win. So just know
Yeah,
that
cool.
gonna be complete
I,
chaos.
well, when it comes to AVN, I'm very grounded and realistic. Okay. I worked with the companies that have $20,000 cameras.
That is
Okay.
true.
And they're the ones who are probably going to win. Whereas I
Probably
have my
though.
little like $2,000 camera. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. But when it comes to the TEAs, like this is a first for me. I had a little nugget of hope when I was putting this movie together. And the fact that it came through with like 3 nominations. So I don't want to get my hopes like too high. I want to manage, my expectations, but uh, that would be really cool. That honestly, like, that's what I want that.
My take
I
on
would
like
like it.
all these award shows, I'm like, you have a 1 in 10 or 15 chance no matter what. Like
Yeah.
that's better than
Which
the
is never,
lottery. That's better than
yeah,
like
way better
a
lottery.
raffle. Like you have legitimate
Yeah.
chance no matter who you are. So yeah, I think it's just
Yeah.
so cool that you're bringing kind of carrying the trans lesbian porn flag for Trouble Films, and also you're not doing it in like a weird fetishy way. You're just like, oh, this is just another lesbian movie. There's just happens to
Yes.
be trans women in it.
Yes. Yes. Like
Yeah,
people are people.
yeah, just don't
And
make it
I feel
weird.
like,
That's it.
yeah, just it doesn't have to be like a shocking surprise every time. Like I feel like I'm sick of that shit. And I feel like
Oh yeah.
we talk about like exploitation and all these things. It's like, this is porn. So we're all doing a little bit of that to ourselves and it's fine. It's how we make a living. It's good. But there are, I feel like there are ways that we can portray each other as more human and um, normalize different bodies and perspectives and sexualities and all this
Mhm.
stuff so that it's not so shocking and bizarre and different. And I think that there are a lot of like mainstream trans companies where it's like it has to be done this way.
Yeah.
And I don't subscribe to that. And I think that especially the fact where it's like it has to be done this way or we're not even going to like hire you or work with you. Like it has to be done this way. And I think that just perpetuates this uh, fetishizing of a person's body, which is like what
Yeah.
we do, but
It
you
just
know,
I mean,
I
like
don't.
the real honest, like deep thing to say about it is that shit fucking sucks. Like it's just bad. And then it makes you roll your eyes and you're like, I don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah, it's bad. And I think that every single porn scene should be like, you are hired, now we're on set. How do you like to fuck? And let's do it like that. It shouldn't be like, well, now you must do X, Y, Z,
Yeah.
or else we can't work with you. You know, I don't like that.
Yeah. It's, yeah, that whole kind of mindset around porn, like that's just so
Yeah,
gross because, like,
yeah. And I
you
feel
know,
like it's
if you're not, if your body's not feeling it that day, what's gonna happen? The director is gonna be like, you have to leave. Here's
yeah,
$50.
right.
Yeah,
And I
like
mean,
fuck.
I guess it's different if it's like, you're booked for an anal scene and you get there
Hmm.
and you're like, fuck, it's not working today, and then they're like, well, this is an anal movie, so we can't shoot you. Like I do understand a little bit, but with the other stuff, it's just kind of like, people should do what feels good to them. And as long as it's just a movie where people are having sex, just like let them have sex. And I feel like the stuff where, it's all very like shocking and surprising that there's, a penis there is, I find that stuff is like the cheaper, to me, like I look at it as like a like bargain bin style
Yeah, I
porn
mean, there's a
where,
lot of like
do
different
you know what I
class
mean?
shit to it where like these, yeah, I mean, I experience both the sites, like the more fetishizing sites, and then the sites that are like, oh, we're viewing trans women as people, and I'm a college student and live in New England and shit. Like, you get paid
Yeah.
better, you get treated better. It's just like everything's so
Yeah.
drastically different. When you're in other kinds of trans porn, you're treated as so expendable. That's, oh, there's this other girl who wants this gig, and if you don't do it for this rate, fuck off, and we're gonna blackball you and all this shit.
And that's and again, that's another reason why, the sort of um the stuff that's coming out, the past couple years has been huge for people making their own rules
Yeah.
and doing what they want. Like if you hustle enough and you get your OnlyFans going and you get one of your other fan sites and you get your cams going and everything, it's just like there's so many ways for you to sit at home and make way more money than, a couple of days on set, that it's kind of like, to be able, like, that's power, that's empowering, right?
Yeah.
To be able to just say to a company like, oh, you're not gonna like treat me with the dignity that I deserve, then you can go fuck off because I can make my own shit over here
And then we'll
and
literally be
feel
competing
respected.
with them at these award shows 2 years later. Like, it's just, you can truly make your own shit and just do it now. Like, it's
Yeah,
really effing crazy because before there was such a gap.
yeah.
But even if you look at like what
Oh man.
performer, I mean, performers are now viewed as normal directors. It's not a novelty anymore. That like Caden Cross is
Right.
doing what she's doing. It's just like, oh yeah, that's what porn is now. Or even the directors who are getting
Yeah.
nominated, like Ricky Greenwood's a good example, or
Well,
Bree
Ricky's
Mills.
amazing.
Yeah. You know the crazy fact I found out about him today? You know the amount of AVNs he's
That's
nominated for this year is as many as Sasha Grey had in her entire fucking career.
wow. I'm
That's
not surprised though
crazy.
because he directs for like 5 different companies.
And just genuinely
Like,
cares so
so,
much about it. Like,
oh my
that's
gosh,
why.
this like I've seen like I'll go over to his place because we got to shoot the next day or whatever, and he's
Mhm.
like, oh, look at this preview for this movie I made, and it's like, it's a movie. It's like a legit
Yep.
Hollywood movie. The lighting looks subtle, and the way it's lit is like catered to the scene that's happening. It's not just all like bright lights, and so just the way it looks, and then the way he gets the shot. I mean, sometimes you're on set and you have to say the same line 5 times and it's annoying, but then it comes out as this beautiful movie.
Hmm.
So honestly, like he
Yeah, I
deserves
agree.
whatever he gets because his shit is beautiful.
Yeah, I
So
feel like he was really the person to take all that stuff to the next level. And just like what
yeah.
porn is now is just so different than what it was. even 5, 6 years ago, where there was still that skeezy element of like these men who are like, who gives a fuck how it looks? It's just porn. And now
Yeah.
it's like everyone's like, we're all artists, we're all doing this. It's really a
Yeah.
whole different level now. And that was kind of scoffed at maybe 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what does it kind of mean for you to be nominated this year? Like, obviously, like just going through this whole year of kind of ups and downs and everything, as far as when we can shoot, when we can't shoot, can or cannot
Yeah.
shoot. Like, what does it mean to you to have your work recognized this year?
uh this heartwarming sense of pride, really, especially coming from just a place. I mean, back when I won my first award, I was very much of this mindset that like I'll never win one of these. Just people like me don't get these awards and yada yada. And so that was like overwhelmingly exciting, and just the pride.
Mm-hmm.
But so now all this time has gone by, and now I'm making my own movies and stuff. But again, they're just these, they feel like just small. I mean, I'm shooting in my house a lot,
Yeah.
or like a hotel room or whatever. And it's just so DIY, like to coin course, term sort of.
Yeah,
And
that's very much our vibe.
uh yeah, and to get recognition without having a $20,000 camera and like a
Yeah.
crew of 5-10 people all with a different job to do. Like it's literally just me and Drake, and that's it.
Yeah.
And we've got our light kit, and then whoever comes over and works with us. So to start from that, which is like not much, and get to the point where even AVN is recognizing that I'm making something that's got some value to it, like that recognition from your peers. It's easy to say like, man, I don't need it, but when you do get it, it's so validating,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to deny that you feel pride. Like it's nice to be recognized by your peers,
Yeah,
even if
it means you made
just
one
the
of the best pieces
nomination.
of porn.
Yeah, it's
Like, you made
it's
a
pretty
good
cool.
ass lesbian porno.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And I'm like, good. Yay. And if I had like access to more, you know, more capital, maybe I could make shinier porn. But with like very little amount that I have, like I'm still making something that's getting recognition, and that's incredibly fulfilling.
That's so great. And I'm sure you're just gonna keep making more of it. I don't feel like it's gonna stop anytime soon.
I'm just gonna keep doing it, and yeah. I've got some ideas for the next year or two. So, yep.
So, what do you think your best AVN experience was? Winning? Do you have any other really good experiences that, I mean, it's just kind of sad to me that's like, obviously, it's the right choice to not have it in person this year. But like just not having this for the
Uh,
last 2 years in porn, it's so weird. Like I've talked to girls who have no memory of, they've never gone to an AVN, but they've been nominated for them. And it's just like the
yeah.
weirdest experience.
Well, and being nominated and even like winning or whatever, but without actually having, I mean, I feel like it's kind of like these kids who went to school for 12 years and then they don't get a graduation ceremony.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you can have your award physically and you can have that accolade, but not getting that chance to be there. I mean, for me, I won the first award and got to like run up on that stage, like highlight. That was incredible. Like if you watch it on YouTube or whatever, you can see how ridiculous I am in that moment. And yeah, so it's just, I feel, it's too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Because
think just the scale of it is so huge, and like especially
it's
there's
just
so many performers who they get nominated once in their whole career and they've been working for it for 10 years, and just
yeah.
for them to walk the red carpet,
Yes, walking the red carpet. I
that's like
mean,
their
look,
career highlight, and
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
great.
And I know that we're not Hollywood movie stars, okay? But like when you get to go and walk that red carpet and when you get to physically be um like receiving an award on the award stage, you get to sit, you get to pretend like you kind of are. And it's really nice.
It's going on stage to accept any award, so overwhelming. Your brain doesn't work. It's just like, oh,
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
it's
Yep.
yeah.
And you're just like, wait, I'm supposed to say something now? Oh shit, all these people.
I
And I was like, I love eating pussy.
That's what you said. I
Yeah. You
I
should watch
screamed.
it. It's on YouTube. You can watch it.
I just screamed, "This is for the girls and gays," then gave back the microphone, like ran off stage. I had a speech, but like when they said my name, I'm like, I need to run up there as fast as I can before they change their mind. That is how my like not thinking brain worked. I'm like, I need to do this now.
Yeah. Yes. I don't want to miss it.
Yeah, and I think like all like the networking and amount of shooting that gets done at AVN usually, it's just such a disappointment that
Yeah.
that really can't exist now. Hopefully it comes back next year.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
I hope so. But yeah, I mean, we're definitely gonna go to the TEAs in March, so
cool.
that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm happy I got to do one award show. Going to it, I was like, this is probably be the last award show I go to for like a year or two. So I'm like,
When was that?
October. It was literally the day after we did the call.
That was the Why Not?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. And where was that?
That was in Hollywood. It was at I think it's the same place where the T Awards are.
Avalon?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So you came down for that.
Yeah, it was in San Diego when we talked last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just went up for like literally a day.
Where did you go in San Diego? I'm sorry, I want to talk about this for a
Oh,
second.
oh, it's totally cool. Where was I staying? I can't remember the name of the neighborhood, but we kind of went all over. We were in downtown San Diego for a bit and then just kind
So
of traveled all around.
you didn't stay in the area like the beach next to SeaWorld?
Oh no, no, no. We were
Um,
staying at the person who played my assistant that night, because we wanted to get my partner's cousin to come because they're
right.
genderqueer and like a really big like sex worker ally. So we're like, we're gonna sneak you in, tell everyone that you're my assistant. So on my award, they accidentally gave me the wrong one and gave the other girl who won that night my award, the other trans girl.
Okay.
So the person playing my assistant went on stage and was like, this is the wrong one. So the person from Why Not took like a knife and like popped it off and be like, let me get your address. I'll mail it to you. So now I actually have the right one. But
Oh,
yeah,
good.
they played a very good assistant because immediately they just ran up on stage. They're like, no, this is wrong. You need to fix this for Chelsea.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, I guess you are now my executive assistant now, not just pretend regular
Yeah.
assistant. So
Pretend executive.
yeah, pretend executive assistant. So
Instant promotion.
but yeah, so I want to ask one more question. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. And yeah, you're always welcome to come on. And you're the one person who I interviewed this last year who's been nominated this year. So I'm like, I have to catch up with you. So let's say Saturday night, it's midnight, and they're reading out the list of all the things, and you win. What's the celebration plan?
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Is that
other
this?
than Courtney and me calling you like crying. Like other than that, being like, you did it.
That's this Saturday. That's like a couple days from now, yeah.
Yeah, that's Thursday night when we're recording this.
Saturday night. Is there like a thing to watch or?
Yeah, they're doing a virtual thing again.
Okay. Um, let's see. Well, I'm out of town right now, so I guess
So
I
you're just
will.
gonna get a Twitter notification.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
how I found out about my first award. I had left the room and my phone buzzed and it was like Sinn Sage and Danny Daniels won. And I was like, what? And I ran into the room. Such a silly ass. But so I think I'll just be very, very happy and I will go on Twitter and celebrate.
Are you on
Call
the East Coast right now?
Yeah, I'm in New York. I'll be home on Monday, so
Okay, so you would get the news at 3 a.m.
perfect.
So you
Right
might either
before I
wake up at
go to
like
sleep.
8 a.m. to a bunch of notifications on your phone.
Well, one thing for sure, I will never wake up at 8 a.m. So
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. That's the funny thing about porn people because I'm like, I just assumed you're an early rising person. You're not.
oh my God, Chelsea, no.
What time do you wake up?
11 or 12.
Oh,
I
okay.
usually go to sleep around 3.
Okay. I used
Yeah.
to be about that life. Having a
If,
partner with a normal job. Now I'm like, okay, I need to be up by 9 because they wake up at like 7. So I'm like, okay.
no, no, it's not even like that. It's just it doesn't matter what I do. This is how it is. So I hate that it's stigmatized so much. I hate that, people think you're lazy or something. It's just that I sleep the same amount of hours. They're just not the
Just
hours
different
that
hours.
they're not the hours that society has deemed appropriate, I guess. So
I feel like as long as you're getting some amount of sunlight, you're fine.
yeah, I don't really get very much of that. I take vitamin D supplements. I'm very low.
I was doing when I lived in Michigan, I was camming still. I had the worst schedule. I would go to sleep at like 8 a.m., right? And then I'd wake up at 4.
Oh,
But the way I would
yeah.
what would get bad though is because I live like so far north in Michigan. So there was
Yeah.
weeks, like 2 weeks in a row, I didn't see the sun. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, it's really easy to do that. And the house that we have in Vegas is like the window of the living room is directly into the window of the neighbors. So it's like sun doesn't come in because there's nowhere for it to enter.
Oh,
Like, and that's so frustrating. So yeah, we have to be like, hey, let's go to the park and disc golf and like wake up and then like let's go because it's 1 p.m. So and the sun sets at 4:30 in the winter. So it's just
oh,
like
damn.
so yeah, we'll go a week or two without seeing the sun. It happens in the winter for sure.
Are you in New
But
York right now?
yeah, right now I'm in New York. Well, technically I'm in New Jersey right now, but
Okay. So like if you win, let's say you wake up at 11, you could get like a bacon, egg, and cheese to celebrate, I guess.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one, right? Well, hopefully you wake up to good news on Sunday morning and many text messages.
That would be awesome. If not,
um,
that's okay too. I'm very, very, I feel really honored and very blessed to be nominated at AVN for this movie. That's a huge deal. So,
well, we're all really proud of you at Trouble Films and we're so excited to have you part of our collective. Do you want to let everyone know where they can find you, all your links and everything?
yeah, definitely. I do have a link tree, so it's just Sinn Sage. It's like linktr.ee or something. You can probably Google link tree Sinn Sage, and it has everything. But sin-sage.com is where you can find all these movies that we're talking about that I made, and also has custom video information if you want to order a custom video. And then what else? My Twitter is at Sinn Sage. My Instagram is at Real Sinn Sage. My OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/Sinn Sage. Super personal fan club experience, very exclusive, and it's only $10 a month, so you should check it out. And blah, da, 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 da.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting. You're amazing. I hope we can actually see each other in real life. We haven't seen each other literally since the last AVN. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a problem. But yeah, thank you so much. Bye, everyone. I will be
Bye.
back tomorrow for day 3 of AVN.